Hi, good morning, Kevin and Nicole. Thank you so much for being here at LMC Media for the Sound Shore Family Guide.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Thank you. And the two of you are here representing the STEAM Collective. I do want to tap in a little bit about your history and who you are. And I know that you both are, you live in the community, you live in Larchmont. And so tell us how, because you're not married and you're just, you're friends and you met this way. So tell us a little bit about how that happened.
Well, I moved here in 2019 from Brooklyn.
And I moved 2012, maybe, around then, from Chicago.
But we were looking for something that was very walkable and a wonderful community here. And so I do a lot of drop-off, pick-up, everything. I'm a stay-at-home dad. And I met Nicole at karate 2-3 years ago. We taught at Badger Day Camp together. I was doing STEM. You were doing
arts and crafts.
We
were in a similar section, so we got to see each other work, and we really liked both of our approach to education just by being next to each other. And I'd always be like, what are you doing over there, Kevin? And he'd come over and, what did you do today? That's fascinating.
So I think we have a shared approach for how we educate kids and make it interdisciplinary and very much like hands-off and minimal materials. But in November, we started our LLC for the STEAM Collective. And then we moved on with teaching about 14 classes over the winter. We were in St. John's Nursery School. We pushed into Creative Corner. We are still at Badger, and right now we're exclusively at Locals on their second floor.
Amazing. What is STEAM? What is the STEAM Collective, and what kind of activities do you do?
Do you want to do what the acronym stands for? Or
Go for it.
All right. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So I always joke and say, I'm mostly the A. So I do a lot of language arts and also creative arts.
I'm the STEM.
And
you're the science guy.
Right.
Yes.
But we also have, we have a chess teacher that we bring in who's wonderful because, and we worked a lot with the chess teacher at Chatsworth about how do we find, because we love him, but he wasn't able, he was just too busy to move in and work with us. So we asked, what should we be looking for? We love the way you teach chess. It's a very interactive, doing a lot of improv in chess. And so he sort of gave us some guidelines to how to find a great chess teacher and looking at how they should be ranked and all that, and also just their approach.
Yeah. So what I normally do is I do a lot of the science, technology, mainly engineering. So you can see over here we have a little bridge that goes up and down with a little thing that this is a 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade level. For the littler kids, we can do little caterpillars that they can make on their own.
So cute.
We have a very, very active car building series where we build cars out of all kinds of different materials. But we do
everything's so tactile, right?
Yes, everything is touch and feel, but it's also minimal materials. You can do this at home. I want parents to not be overwhelmed by science and technology. This is literally Q-tips. This is food dye and just some circles. And the kids had so much fun just poking the holes, putting the colors in, and they could take this home. This is from our Take Home Toys series. So we do a lot of that, but like Nicole said, it's very interdisciplinary. So, there is some art component to what I do, but I am mostly STEM and engineering.
When we do our younger classes together, that we definitely do. There's more art and engineering together. I would say it's build a bridge, but talk about the aesthetics of the bridge. Then I teach a poetry and art class under the banner of Taylor Swift because that's how we got kids to join.
I'm sure you put that name in front of anything.
Sing, Swift, and create. Yeah. It was our first sellout class. So, but it's really a lot about art in poetry, and we do I'll start with a Taylor Swift song, and then we talk about how does she use metaphor in the song, what's the difference between a metaphor and an extended metaphor, and then we'll make a craft related to the themes that come up in the song.
Is that more for older children?
That one I have two sections, one's 2nd to 4th grade and one's K to 3, because they can do different things, and we're also currently each class is writing their own songs, so that's kind of fun. We do that as a group activity.
That is so neat. And this is always done at Locals then?
Right now we're running all of our classes at Locals. We're looking to launch another 13 to 15 classes in the spring, which starts next week. And we think that, we're just trying to expand to where the kids are really leading us. So Nicole's stuff might turn into a theater class. We're trying to book a theater class and see how we can bring that design your own story, and do you want to be in front of the camera or behind the camera? Let's bring all these kids together to do that.
Is that mostly adult, like parents based, like they're kind of pitching ideas to you and you're like, yeah, that's a great idea, let's run with it, or more like children's ideas?
I think it's
both?
a mixture of both. So
Wow.
the fashion class definitely started from my assistant in my tailor class looking for a fashion class for her age group. There was nothing for older students and we approached Andrea Moore, who's fantastic, has a storefront in Larchmont, and she used to teach fashion classes in Portland. And she's like, oh, I could definitely tailor this down to a younger group, to a middle-aged group of students. The playwriting class, playwriting/improv/acting. I had a grant when I was younger to write plays. I did a lot of playwriting when I was younger, and we had a parent approach us and say, I'd like something that isn't so much theater, musical theater. There's a lot of musical opportunities to do musical theater in town, but there's nothing that's more acting and writing your own scenes. And so we created that class.
And like, how do you get from an idea to fruition, and then how do you promote that where other people can join your class? I mean, that's like one idea coming into filling up the class. So how do you?
Yeah. So I would say we went from 0 to 100 pretty quickly. So
Wow.
again, like we started in November. That's when our LLC hit. And we immediately went to running, 15 classes.
Amazing.
And a lot of it we found is just through the community, word of mouth. And, we try to keep everything kid focused and walkable. Like we want kids to walk to our class. We want the parents to be able to do the drop off, from ages 2, 3, 4 and up. Like
Wow.
our sweet spot is really that group to like 4th and 5th grade. And right now we're just trying to focus on like
older
expanding.
robotics class too. So
Yeah.
we heard from some parents like they wanted their kids to do some robotics stuff, but a lot of the robotics clubs are very intense. You have to go 2 to 3 times a week, and it's really about competing. But we found someone who is willing to come in. It's just more informal. It's only an hour. Let's build some stuff like microcontrollers, and it's not as intense, but it's a way for kids to try something like that out and see if maybe they do want to join when they get older the robotics team at Homix or at the high school. But it's a way to introduce it, just a soft introduction, easy, a little bit easier. It's a taste of it, like a taste. Yeah, it's good.
But
Good
we
way to
love
describe
bringing
it.
in other parents who want to dabble in teaching or other small businesses that we can help promote in our community.
Well, hence
Yes.
your brand is collective.
We are a collective.
You really are supporting other small businesses with other interests and growing together.
Yeah, and we all
Amazing.
can't do everything alone, and that's the whole beauty of our community is that we are a community that comes together, for a lot of different things, and this is hopefully an extension of that.
That
So
is
I think
amazing.
Homework Club is something like that's a unique thing that
is
we have,
a
a new thing
that we just added for spring. So we'll be doing a homework club at locals. So if you want to,
if you're taking a class, so it came from a lot of parents were sitting outside of our door with their children waiting for classes to start because they were walking from Chatsworth or wherever. And then I was saying, oh, just come in. You can sit down and do homework together. So now we're formalizing it where the parents can actually drop their children off if they're taking a class with us 15 minutes, up to 15 minutes early, or stay a little later if they have maybe they need to drop a kid off with us and they need to go pick another one up or drop someone else off. And we have staff that we're hiring to just supervise so the students can be in a safe place when they're waiting for the class to start and they don't have to stand outside in the rain or in our lobby waiting for things to start. And that was really...
And two things on that just real quick. Number one, we want it to be tech-free, right? We really want the kids to be able to talk to each other and be creative without having devices and do their homework and do, calm games with adult supervision. But number two, like I have 3 children in Windward, Chatsworth, and Larchmont Temple. Nicole has 3 children of her own. We get the struggle. Like you're 15 minutes late for gymnastics pickup or you're early because you got to go somewhere else. We want to facilitate the children getting the activities that they need without the parents speeding down Boston Post or trying to find a parking spot and being stressed. Like things that we needed to solve for ourselves also, we're trying to solve through our programming.
Amazing. So how do people get in touch with you for all of this goodness that you are providing to this community?
Yeah. Probably the website.
Our website's probably the best thing. So you have a contact us on our website. Our website is steam-collective.com. So you can find us on there, or you can just pop into Locals, and they have business cards and handouts, and we love being there and working with them.
Now, we know where Locals is because it's a fabulous place, but where is Locals if you have the address?
It's on Boston Post, right near Larchmont Avenue.
Well, it's near Sherwood's restaurant and
1583, I think is that the actual address.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
I have to look that one up.
Right. Locals 105.38.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having
and
us.
Thank you for
having
doing
us.
all that you're doing. It sounds absolutely amazing for the kids' experience, as well as even for small independent owners who want to grow their businesses. So let's keep on growing this collective idea. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.